Hey folks, Jim here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new issue of Warhammer 40k Imperium magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, drop a comment down below. Love hearing back from you guys, and it goes an absolute massive way to help the channel too. Now, this week we are on issue 26 of Imperium magazine, and we get the Tech Priest Dominus, one of the leader units for the Adeptus Mechanicus range. Pretty cool one, and one I must admit I'm looking forward to kind of getting going with, but really good stuff, and definitely worth a blast of that chappie as well. Really good stuff. Into the issue itself, we are greeted by, of course, the Tech Priest Dominus's page. So, the Tech Priest Dominus is an Adeptus Mechanicus commander. So Tech Priest Dominuses are trained in the arts of war and able to command their legions with machine-like precision. They utilise their mastery of battle robotics to lead their mechanized legions in crusades for knowledge and long-lost Imperial technology. So, with the Tech Priests, of course, they have some slightly unique war gear. So they have a servo skull, which is crafted from the remains of loyal Imperial servants. Servo skulls serve many roles. This servo skull has been fitted with diagnostic and sensory equipment with which to aid its Tech Priest master. They carry a Volkite blaster, which is kind of on that appendage that kind of comes down from their back. So one of the few Volkite weapons still used by Imperial forces. Volkite blaster is a thermal ray weapon, which is capable of incinerating organic matter, reducing enemies to ash. So whether that's any good against good old Necrons is, may not be quite to be seen. Sometimes they will carry the Omniscient axe, which is a holy icon of occult Mechanicus. Omniscient axes are issued to those Tech Priests who have served the machine god faithfully in battle. The bearer of such weapon is treated with great respect by their kin. And also the Phosphor Serpenta. So, phosphor weapons fire globes of red hot, superheated gas that burn with great intensity, lighting up the target. Those struck by such a weapon are illuminated by the flame, making them easy targets. So, pretty cool war gear, some pretty unique bits of war gear as well, and of course they have all these apparatus on their back that they carry around with them, but really cool stuff. Of course, on the other page though, you can of course have your battle record. So, for battle record, you are going to be able to create a name, so you'll roll a d6 and you'll get one of them names, which is pretty cool, and then you'll also be able to give it a title. So the titles are quite important as well, so you can have things, for instance, like Keeper of Law. You could even have Explorator Superior or Master of Automatons, but really cool stuff. D6 is both of those, and you'll get some pretty cool names out of it. You could also name your war gear as well, so you'll need background page 4 from the good old Adeptus Mechanicus background to give all your names to your axe, blaster and pistol, but really cool stuff. Moving on to the next page, where we have these are the keepers of divine law. So, the rulers of the Adeptus Mechanicus are the Tech Priests. They direct the fabrication of mankind's technology and lead the followers of a machine god. So, across the spectrum of humanity, few are as divorced from their original form as Tech Priests of occult Mechanicus. As acts of worship, they routinely replace what they see as weak flesh with bizarre mechanical augmentation, seeing it as a way to move closer to the machine god and towards perfection. Bionic limbs, artificial appendages, and cybernetic organs in great numbers and variety render most Tech Priests as biomechanical horrors, barely recognisable as humans. So, this seems to be a common theme with the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are not very close to being fully human in a lot of ways. So, as we know with the Skitarii, a lot of them have bionic limbs and much more. The Tech Priests are even kind of more bionical in a long way, so they are more robotic than they are human in a lot of times. So generally there will be a lot of flesh missing from them, and they will be kind of very heavily down the mechanical route. So it makes them actually kind of not that far divided from the Necrons in a roundabout way. So there are different holy orders as well for the Tech Priests. So most Tech Priests belong to one of the 4 prominent holy orders. each of which contain various subcults. Each holy order has its own hierarchy of ranks and titles. The Magi are masters of fiercely guarded knowledge who will risk all to obtain ancient lore. Genitors are experts in matters of biology and the destruction of Xenos races. Logi amass information and use this data to predict the actions of their foes, and artisans create wondrous artifacts that are at once beautiful and utterly lethal. So, and they all have their kind of subcults all below each of them as well, so depending on which one you want to go for. But really cool stuff. It's actually quite nice to see as well. It makes it quite interesting at the same time. Then you got your build guide, of course. Make sure you dry fit and everything, because you might need to file bits down or sand it down with some sandpaper. You can get some really fine grit like nail files, which will do exactly the same jobs. The emery, like the kind of soft emery boards, or even some soft sandpaper. Some fine grit sandpaper will do just as good. Or you could use hobby files, or if you're old school, just use a hot mould line remover or a sharp knife. Just be careful with it and don't cut yourself. But follow the instruction guide, because there are quite a few little parts to this, and you are going to want to get it correct. Otherwise, it will be more of a monstrosity than you really expect. Really cool stuff. It does come with a 50mm base as well, so plenty of real estate on the base to kind of make it look pretty cool and a bit more unique. But yeah, really good stuff. Then you got your how to paint guide. So obviously the way this kind of advises you is the same with all the other Adeptus Mechanicus. It advises you to use lead belcher over the entire lot. So painting over the straight plastic with lead belcher can sometimes be a bit of a pain in the backside, but 3 coats should give you enough, with a tiny drop of water with each coat. Should kind of spread it out nicely. If you want to follow that route, entirely up to you. Personally, I will go Mechanicus Standard Grey over the entire lot, and then pick out the areas where I need them to be metallic over everything else. Then you're going to use your corn red over the kind of the cloaks and the kind of the fabric that is covering the Tech Priest Dominus, his kind of main limbs and appendages and body essentially as well. And then of course some Rune Lord brass will give it some nice colour and colouring. You can use gold if you wanted to, so if you wanted to use good old Retributor armour, you can, not a problem with it. If you wanted to use Canoptech alloy on this model, you can, not a problem with it. Paint it how you want to get the colour scheme that you want out of it, and I'm sure you'll get a nice colour paint job. You are going to want to use some bits and pieces like Rakkar Flesh and some Agrax Earthshade over the entire lot. Dull it down, it will make it look stand out fantastic, and make it look a lot different. But you are going to be able to get some really cool looks out of this as well. So have a bit of fun with it, enjoy it, and keep going. But the actual painting guide itself is getting quite long now. So because you're not painting everything in smaller segments, majority of the paints we already have, you can get a lot more done in one go. So have a bit of fun with it, enjoy it. If you want to share your photos of your painting, by all means, you can join my Discord server. The link is in the description down below. I would love to see them. They're pretty cool, and we've got a great group of people in there who love sharing their photos and love having a look at other people's painted minis. So by all means, join up if you want to. Following on from that, of course, you got the kind of how it would look by the time you finished it, and how it's going to compare to your Skitarii Rangers and Alphas and everything like that. So you will have some white bits, which are for paints that will come later on. Entirely up to you if you've done that paint scheme though, but it should look something similar to that. So it'll still look pretty good, and yeah, ready for the next final colours later on. Then we got the data sheet for the Tech Priest Dominus on this page. So of course Tech Priest Dominus has a movement of 6. It has the Phosphorus Serpenta, Volkite Blaster, and the Omnissiah Axe. So 3 weapons. So 1 heavy, 1 normal assault, and 1 melee weapon. Really cool stuff to it as well. They also have some unique abilities that you will be able to action as well with them here. And it's going to tell you how to use that. So you're going to need that for your basic rules. Talking of basic rules, we get some more of basic rules from the main core rule book. So we're building up these, and we will keep going with the core rules over the next kind of bunch of issues until they start giving us some more advanced rules. So this will keep it going. So really good stuff. Then we have our scout kind of page, which gives us a bit of detail. Royal Warden going up against Hex Priest Dominus, and then your playthrough, which is Cleanse Sector Epta. So in this, you are going to want your 5 Necron Warriors, 1 Royal Warden, going up against your Tech Priest Dominus and 10 Skitarii Rangers. So the idea is literally obliterate each other. Literally smash the crap out of each other. You can put your containers on there, and it is literally you're on one side, they're on the other. Have a bit of fun with it. Really, really cool stuff. So, pretty nice little battle plan. Something to get you going, and I'm sure we'll get more in the future. Then, of course, next week we have some pretty cool stuff. So next week we get a Heliotrope Reactor, which is the first one out of 2 that we should be getting. So a bit of more scenery kit. Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, not too bad. Issues 28 and 29, we will get 10 more Necron Warriors and 3 sets of Scarabs. Fingers crossed for sprues are correct this time round. Who knows if they will be, but you know, hopeful on that one. But yeah, really, really good, and it's going to bulk out your Necron, so soon the bigger battles will start kind of creeping in. After that, of course, we've got some other cool bits and pieces, so we've got some more Adeptus Mechanicus to come with the good old destroyers, and then at some point we will get some good old Adeptus Sororitas as well, some battle sisters. So really, really good stuff to look out for, and yeah, really, really cool stuff. Right, that's it from me. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll catch you sometime soon. Bye bye now.